My sister Jane was a very successful actor in England at the time, and she was kind of a celebrity and was also respected for her opinion on music. She'd been on this TV show Jukebox Jury a number of times. There was a show where they played the new records and you know various celebrities commented on them and picked the ones they liked. So in that context, Jane was invited to go and see the band that everyone was going crazy over, that had just come down from Liverpool to London, the Beatles, and they were, you know, all the girls were starting to scream and go crazy. The Beatles had their first big hit and so on. So the Radio Times asked Jane to go and see them in concert and to write a piece about what she thought of them. And she went down to their show. She thought the concert was brilliant. She loved it. And she was taken backstage to meet them afterwards as a visiting sort of celeb. And she met them all, found them very charming and funny and entertaining. She liked them, they liked her, one of them liked her in particular, and so on and so on, and blah, blah, blah. So that's how Jane ended up going out with Paul for quite a number of years. One of the side effects of that was that Paul was hanging around our house a lot of the time. The Beatles did actually have a flat in London. They had a small flat in Green Street, Mayfair, but it was just 4 guys in a rock and roll flat, you know, and it was kind of chaos. And I think Paul liked hanging around in a more organized household. And he was visiting Jane a lot anyway. So in the end, our parents took pity on him and offered him the guest room at the top floor of our house. This is the house in Wimpole Street, 57 Wimpole Street, where we lived. My bedroom was the right-hand window of those 3 in the top with the black tiles. And there was that weird ledge outside that unaccountably I used to sit on from time to time. And to my right is my bedroom, and then across next to that was the bedroom that Paul was in. We ended up sharing that floor for about 2 years.
Yeah, you asked me over one day, and we sat in Paul's room, because it must have been his, because it was at the back. And we talked into the night till 4 in the morning, put the world to rights. I've no idea what we talked about, but there you are.
And during the course of that, of course, I had the pleasure of hearing certain songs in progress. And one of them was this song, Well Without Love. And I'd heard it and liked it, but then nothing had really happened to it. And I asked Paul about it, and he'd said that, oh, John doesn't like it much. I've read in some of the books later that apparently when Paul would try to sell it to John, as it were, for the Beatles, John would wait for the first line of the song, which says, please lock me away. And John would go, okay, I will, the song's over. That will do. Which I didn't witness, but it sounds like the John I got to know. So it was a rejected song, you know. And what happened was that Gordon and I were working in this place, the Pickwick Club, as Jeremy mentioned, and while we were there, in the same way they did, a record guy came down, in this case from EMI Records, and liked us and signed us up and set a date for our first session. And he said, if you know any other cool songs that you'd like to record, bring them on, you know. And I went, well, maybe I do. So I went back to Paul that night when I got home and said, you know, that unfinished song that you're not going to do, is it still, you know, an orphan, or is it around? And Paul said, no, we're not doing it. I haven't even finished it. And I said, well, we've got a record deal. We're picking some songs to record. Any chance we could record it? And he said, yes, you can have it. You know, we're not doing it. So to make sure we didn't screw it up, Paul first wrote out the lyrics and chords for me on a piece of paper, which you better believe is safely locked in my safe back home in Malibu, so that when the music business goes completely to shit, I can run to Sotheby's as fast as my legs can carry me. He always gets a great laugh, and it's totally true. But anyway, and he also, so that we'd get the melody right, made a little demo. Both Paul and I had little reel-to-reel tape recorders in our room, and we'd occasionally play with connecting them and trying to overdub and do backwards tapes and all that. And on this machine in my bedroom at Wimpole Street, which is this picture, Paul recorded a short demo, which I thought some of you might be interested to hear. So this is the original McCartney demo of that song.
Lock me away and don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. I don't care what you say, I will stay in a world without love. Just
So we learned the song and worked up a vocal arrangement, which we liked. And the only problem was that it didn't have a bridge. It just had those two verses. And I did have to nag Paul a bit, I admit, to, as our session grew nearer, I said, look, we really want to do that song. We really like it. And could you write a bridge? And he kind of went, oh, okay. Took his guitar and went into his bedroom for, an infuriatingly short, like 8 minutes or something. Came out with this great bridge, the So I Wait and In a While bit. And so it went on the list for our very first session. We recorded it. By the end of the session, everyone agreed that of all the songs that had been chosen, that was the one that was going to be a hit. Went to #1 in the UK, #1 all over Europe, #1 finally to our utmost incredulity in America, and changed my life forever. And we celebrated accordingly. So the song, as I say, without this song, I probably wouldn't be here as we speak. So I owe Paul a great debt of gratitude for this excellent song. And so we're going to end our show with it in the Peter and Jeremy version. And I would like it if you would all join in and sing on this one. You've already proved how good you are, and Lady Godiva. But this time we're going to ask a little more of you. And lest you think that not remembering the words is an excuse, it isn't. Jeff has you taken care of. So please, I bet you remember the words. Anyway, please join in and sing. And I'm so sure that you're going to make a great choir, the Ram's Head Choir, that we're going to leave the last verse entirely to you guys. So when we get to the last verse, you'll be thoroughly warmed up. You will have sung it a couple of times already. I'd really appreciate it if you'd all stand up at the end and sing your hearts out, so we end the evening with a bang, because you'll know it by then. Here's the Peter and Jeremy and the Ram's Head Choir version of World Without Love. 2, 3, 4. Please lock me away and don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. Birds sing out of tune and rain clouds hide the moon. I'm okay, here I stay with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. The famous bridge we waited for. So I wait, and in a while I will see my true love smile. She may come, I know not when. When she does, I'll know. So baby, until then, lock me away and don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. And in a while I will see my true love smile. She may come, I know not when. Okay, this is your verse. When she does, everybody stand up and go. So here we go. Until then, lock me away and don't allow the day. It sounds fabulous. Here inside, where I hide with my loneliness. They say I won't stay in a world without love. And the last line again, like your life depended on it. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. And Jeff takes us